Aye. Okay, let's go.
Do you want to see my rabbit?
I want to see your hot doggy.
Aye.
Or who is season 3 player?
Okay. Aye.
Aye, cool.
They go hit them. Where they are?
Where they are? Go look. Long.
Okay, guys.
Someone is shooting.
Yeah, me, help.
I come with you guys.
Please come back. Oh,
Hey, I
there
see them. And they're even. No, don't die, guys. I go save you. No. I will fix them. Daniel, il est là. Oh, yeah. Just that team.
Do you speak Americano? Do you speak Americano? Where are you guys going? Hello? Oh, I see two chests south. هلا حبيبي. Americano. Jump down, jump down. Ah! He's low on HP.
We can top one, don't leave please.
Дайте мне хоть один дробаш, пацаны, нечем стрелять.
Oh, I see them, I see them. Ah.
Stop it right now! We will stop this tournament! This is stupid! This is absolutely ridiculous! Get out of here! We will stop this tournament right now! We are adults, and this is ridiculous! It is a cornhole tournament fundraiser! Cut the crap!
بابا تمام، كيفك انت؟ I found the picanto. Blue, please wait. خلاص, he's killed.
This factory in Taiwan makes 400,000 computer motherboards a month, and amazingly, a lot of the work is still done by hand.
Gigabyte's Nanping factory, about 45 minutes west of Taipei, is the only motherboard factory left in Taiwan. 1,200 employees work here, installing, assembling, checking and packaging motherboards before they're sent out to stores. And it all begins here on the 7th floor with these machines that print solder paste onto the base circuit board. The board then passes through this series of robots that put components in place. Tiny resistors and capacitors, each about the size of a grain of rice, are fed from these reels and factory workers need to keep a constant eye to ensure they don't run out. If that happens, the production line would stop. Next is a run through an oven that melts the solder so the components become attached to the board.
This machine behind me is doing optical checking of the boards. It takes photographs and compares those against a database to make sure that every component is where it should be.
Gigabyte has 10 of these production lines, and they all end up with a final check by eye before the board is off to the 5th floor. And on the 5th floor, boards begin with another robot, but robots can only do so much.
This is where a lot of the manual work begins. On this line behind me, circuit boards are continuously moving along, and these people are checking the boards and attaching individual components.
While tiny components can be automatically placed, larger components like some capacitors, memory sockets and audio connectors are done by hand. Each operator at each workstation is responsible for a number of components, and they need to work fast to keep the line going. All the while, a robot scoots around the floor behind them, delivering components so they don't run out. And at the end of the line, there's another soldering process and series of checks before the board goes down again, this time to the 2nd floor. And it's here where the packaging process begins.
يا حمار.
Machines punch out boxes and operators add accessories like cables and put the boards in bags to prevent damage. The driver disc and manual are added and then the boards are put into their boxes. Throughout the process, everything is scanned to ensure that the correct components are going with the correct motherboards.
And at the end of this line, as all of the components are put into boxes, this is what we end up with. Piles of motherboards ready to ship out.
The Nanping factory accounts for about 1/4 gigabytes motherboard production. And on this line and others in this factory and elsewhere, boxes of motherboards are continually produced, eventually ending up in PCs around the world. And that's how a motherboard is made.
Okay, sorry, what is this called?
Huashangbei.
Fantastic. All right, so I'm here at...
Huashangbei.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. With Scotty from Strange Parts, so I'm getting me some strange parts
yeah.
in China, which
This
is
is the
actually
place.
exactly what we're doing. So in this like gigantic tech mall thing, they have everything from components like switches to computer parts to drones to cryptocurrency crap, mobile phones, pretty much you name it, they've got it here. So I don't really have any objective other than to go shopping and see exactly what it is that I can buy with my little stack of Canadian rubles here. So wish me luck, and hopefully that's not for me.
No, I think we're good.
This video is brought to you by Corsair's Obsidian 500D. It's a mid-tower gaming case featuring premium tempered glass and aluminum construction, removable top fan trays, and more. Check it out at the link below.
I think this is going to be an uphill battle to get them to even recognize what those are, let alone know the value of them.
You're gonna be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay because there's an ATM.
Yeah, right, yeah.
This is the world's most helpful error message. Transaction is canceled for some reason. Operation timeout, thank you. Okay. So like this is the kind of stuff that I wish we had a shop like this. Like we were trying to do a piece a little while ago where we wanted lit buttons or like big fun buttons that we could press. And if we could have just walked into a mall and bought them, that would have made my Christmas.
The cool thing about here, particularly with the buttons, is you can actually come in and touch them, right? So like the button feel is super important.
Oh my God, I already found something I need. Entire bags of like motherboard standoffs. I was trying to buy just a bag of computer screws. The only place I could find for it was on eBay. Pricing was totally unreasonable.
Yeah, and it will be very reasonable here.
Smartwatches, totally 100% real beats.
These are probably like semi-real.
Semi-real?
Yeah, like refurb type.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this place is enormous.
Crazy, right? This is probably one of 20 buildings.
Honestly, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's stuff I mostly recognize.
Right.
Here there's like a bunch of mining gear.
Yeah.
Like ant miners and what else do they got? Mining power supplies.
Got an Apple cash machine.
ROG, something. Looks like very similar SKUs.
Yep.
I'm just looking. Just looking. Okay, no, I don't necessarily want to get let in here. No, I'm just looking around. It's okay. Thank you. I mean, this is the kind of thing you would never find in a retail store back home. This is like dual socket, like server boards and stuff like that. Can you ask how much this 1800 watt power supply is?
多少钱这个一个？ It's like 50 bucks.
50 bucks?
Yeah.
$50 for an 1800 watt power supply?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like an 1800 watt power supply. Oh my god. It's actually only rated for 1600. Also, this is a mining only power supply, so it only does 12 volt. This is just all mining shit.
It did not
Look
used
at
to be this way.
These are mining specific cards right here, these ones without coolers, and they actually do have a display output, but like just the one.
Wow, look at this stuff.
Yeah, so they've got things like these mining specific boards.
And this is used.
Asus demo board. Here's a brand of motherboard that I've certainly never heard of. Sometimes it's just fascinating. Like you walk up to a booth and you kind of go, what are you doing, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you really need a B250M HD3 or a WD Green SSD or a Bison fan, then you're good, but like...
So, I mean, this is indicative of the markets, which is just like a high degree of specialization in booths. But it's also just like a different way of doing business. There's just not a lot of like vertical integration. It's everybody does their one little thing and has friends that do the other bits.
Fundamental problem for PC stuff is that
What's this?
pricing across regions has really leveled out.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful question. I'm actually not sure what this is. Doesn't seem to be in any sort of hurry to tell us.
DTMF, is this like telephone gear?
I mean, they still have LGA 775 motherboards here, like brand new. That's incredible. Oh wow, okay. I can't even like focus my eyes on
At
it.
one point she was burning paper with one of these, so just be careful. Oh, yeah, it's this one.
How much is that one?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll ask. Oh, here we go.
Oh my god.
Watch the reflections on the glass.
I think my kids would end up going blind if they found it.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass on this one for now.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting a $3 discount now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah, if I decide I'll get one, I'll come back.
Come back. Okay.
Okay.
My recommendation is if you think you want something, you should just buy it while you're there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what I figured out at this point is I definitely need some kind of an objective, because you could wander around in here for weeks and still have no idea where the hell you are.
And I have.
And what you're doing.
I have. So yeah, if you have something specific you want to do, I'm happy to try and make that happen as best we can.
Okay. I want the cheapest laptop in this entire mall.
Cheapest laptop in the entire mall.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's see how usable it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think where we would go for that. But yeah, okay. Let's maybe jump buildings.
Sure.
Since you've seen this one, to the other place that has a lot of laptops and stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
It's an unusual thing going into somewhere with the objective to buy the worst thing that you can find.
Yeah.
I mean, if they weren't trying, I don't know how they could have made two completely different buildings full of completely different people and things look so identical.
Once you start coming here more, it does actually, like, you do notice differences. There is a different mix of stuff here, but...
Right.
But it's a different mix. It's
But
not
it's subtle.
fundamentally different.
It's
Yeah.
subtle.
It is subtle. Laptops. He wants to buy cheap laptop.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, Eric, can you jump in? Okay, we want the cheapest possible laptop. Like in... Translator. So one problem here, where the really nice guy from upstairs directed us, is that none of this is off-brand. This is like Lenovo, Samsung, Asus, Dell. This is starts at 6,000 yen.
RMB.
RMB.
Yuan. Yeah. It's about 6 to 1. So divide by 6.
So about $1,000. Okay, well, I mean that's about what like an ND would start at back at home. Like I don't think we're gonna find anything that weird and/or cheap here. Tell you what do you edit your videos on?
Final Cut or Premiere. Final Cut's my editor of choice, but my editor uses Premiere.
Here's what we're doing. We're building an editing rig for Strange Parts' editor. Because when in doubt, and I can't figure out what to make a video about, I just build a computer.
Well,
So f it. Nope, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Let's do it. So let's go back to PC component.
okay, go back upstairs here maybe?
Sure.
So my editor is in Mexico.
Your editor's in Mexico. Of
It
course
could be my editing rig. Or my transcoding
You know what?
rig.
I don't care what you do with it.
Okay.
But your editor's gonna watch this video. So if you don't send it to him, then you know what? That's
It's
true,
true.
you guys.
It's true. I'm gonna have to sort that out. Oh no, Linus has stars in his eyes here.
Oh my God.
He's looking devious.
I think I've fallen in love. It's actually like the construction of it is not bad too. Like from a distance, it looked like plastic garbage, but it's actually aluminum garbage.
It's like proper, yeah.
So it's exhaust going out either side with these like baffles, and then the whole thing is a big intake. Is it like $300?
$300, yeah.
Wow. How much is a Ferrari, definitely real Ferrari power supply to go with it? Dang. Let's look around a little more. I mean, we might find something else, but I don't know if I could love anything more than that case. Sorry, hun. I'm feeling good. We're off to a very good start here. Look at this stuff. That is Cadillac water cooling supplies. I don't know how I can resist. What? Oh, what's the point of having something on display if you can't sell it?
The end is near.
So that one and that one. Oh wow, that radiator weighs almost nothing. That is aluminum AF. And I actually don't even know if this, oh, do you hear that like crack when I try to put it on? Okay, 15 bucks for this though? Not that bad, not that bad. Okay, let's continue our quest. Ah, thank you. I don't really see anything here that's jumping out at me as having sufficient RGBness. Okay, that is my kind of RGB and looks a lot more sensible in terms of pricing as well. Okay, I expected that. Okay, that's pretty cool. It doesn't actually have a microphone though. That is totally cheating.
Is that true?
Yeah, no, it's just cheating.
So the question was like, should we haggle over this, right? And so my rule of thumb is like, if I think it's a fair price, then I don't. Like, I don't push on it.
Right.
Most people in the market are not like marking stuff up because it's like wholesale. There's just not the expectation that, like, particularly buying one, that they're gonna like really gouge you.
The one thing I need to know is if I have anywhere to mount my radiator inside. So, Eric, can you ask him if I can take it down and open it up? Okay, you should be in pretty good shape. Okay, yep, I'm sold. Looks good to me. So I know I said that you don't screw around on the power supply and the motherboard. Yeah. But I am definitely going to be finding brands that I don't recognize for both. Okay. Because we're gonna have the Chinese PC experience. Wow, Colorful makes motherboards. Yeah. That's fun. Okay, so I want to know how much for that one. It's a battle axe. I don't know what the brand is, I can't read it. But it says battle axe on it. Yeah, the brown one at the bottom. There's nothing on here that would indicate sort of what it is, but it does have USB 3. Colorful? Oh, it's a colorful board. Oh, okay. Do you have anything bigger? Full ATX? Here, why don't we just pick up a board here? Let's just talk to our buddy here. Yeah. All right. Okay. Do you have a motherboard, CPU, memory?
CPU, memory.
Okay. Let me try that again. This. What motherboards do you have? Do you have anything like full size ATX? More slots? Yeah. What about memory?
Memory?
Okay, so that's an 8 gig Kingston stick. Wait, it's $100 for one stick? Okay, no, hold on. Yeah, I don't think that's very good pricing. I think we can do better elsewhere. We gotta start buying stuff or we're gonna run out of time here. Does anyone here speak English? No, I think that one's okay. So, we're reaching a deal on Ryzen chip and B350 motherboard. But if I understand correctly, he doesn't have stock here. He's just going to go to one of the other stores and buy it, so...
Maybe, or there's a storeroom somewhere else. That's pretty common too, is like, there'll be another booth somewhere that has the stock. That's less, like, visible than this.
I hate this. I want to go back to shopping online. Fun fact, we're paying more than the other guy quoted us, but at this point I don't care. Fine. So here's the situation. We have like 20 minutes before this whole place closes down. We have like 2,500 RMB left to get a GPU, storage, a power supply, and a cooler, because clearly this tubing is not gonna do us any good. I hate this. This is not a great shopping experience that I'm having. I am stressed out. Okay, so these guys have Galax 1060s. Let's find out how much.
Sorry, which brand again?
Galax. 2,000.
Is he quoting 2,000?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have a cash situation.
Hold on a second. Worst case scenario, all we still need is storage and a power supply because we can use the stock cooler.
Okay.
And then we can just throw this radiator in the back for lulz. And I'm gonna need a screwdriver.
Well, the other option is to go find a repair booth and be like you and a Chinese guy putting this together.
Oh my god.
So that's an option.
25.50. I think we'll have to move on. Okay. Lots of high-end stuff here. 1080s, 1080 Ti's. We don't want that. I'm determined to get the rest of the stuff here. So here we go. We need SSD, power supply. Do you have 1060? Is that it? Oh, okay, so 2360, a little better. And then I can't even tell what the wattage of these things are. 600 watt? All right, so we'll take this one. We're definitely getting at least one product where I don't recognize the brand at all. I've never heard of NewTak. Eric's trying to get us 60 RMB off, and he's offering us 10, which is about $2. $2 discount. Fine, I don't care anymore. Okay. Okay, fine. We got a $2 discount, man. You know, like 10 years from now, I'm gonna have like $2. I'm gonna like desperately need it to take a bus somewhere. Yep. And that's gonna be all I have, and I'm gonna be like, thank God, Eric saved me that $2 on that power supply SSD.
What is the total over here?
It was 30.50. Can I owe you some money?
I'll have to do the ATM again.
Okay. All right, do we need to go back and get our motherboard CPU combo? So we've got a small problem. The escalator is caged up now. This place is closing in like 2 minutes, and we have to go down to the bottom floor to the ATM. We may not be able to go back to the store.
That is a potential problem.
So we might walk out of here with a case.
It would be kind of a different move if we set them around the markets all day. It's all right. I think we're gonna make it work. All right. Is this what we got? This is it's these three? Oh, and that one. Okay. So check everything, yeah.
Yeah. Ryzen 7, 1700. 2 DDR4 8 gig sticks. Yep, that's and then we've got a B350 Plus. Yep, okay. All right. So you're getting probably, hopefully, a decent computer here.
Cool.
I don't know about that power supply. You checked the first couple to make sure they were real.
You know. I mean, I'm surprised he's not running it through a machine actually, because he's gonna go run it through a machine now. Like, yeah, that's just a universal concern. It's definitely not you. Like.
Okay. Hopefully this last piece of the puzzle is really simple. We just need a Phillips head screwdriver.
I know where to get that, but it's in a different building.
It's in a different building? I mean, they must have a Phillips screwdriver here.
Let's go walk around the bottom floor.
Like, if we go offer someone 50 RMB for their
yes, we
screwdriver,
can buy a
they'll
shop.
just give it to
We can
us?
buy a shop screwdriver. That would be an option. Like this one right here.
Yeah, sure. Here. No screwdriver. Okay. Okay, should we just go to the other building?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's just go where we know they're gonna have it.
All right, let's go back to that big tool booth.
I think the odds of that case having all toolless mounts is very slim.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your tool store?
This is the one, yeah.
They look kind of open?
They look very open.
Okay, and if I'm gonna buy a screwdriver...
Yeah, that one.
I actually don't see that many options. Like, where's just
Here's small screwdrivers.
the screwdriver with an S, you know? 2013 style, all like lots of precision screwdrivers for working on phones, but we just want like a normal like big screwdriver.
Oh, here we go. Here.
Oh, here we go. We walked right past screwdriver land on the way in. Okay. Here's a super long one. You know what? I could actually use one of these. Okay, yeah. I'll take this shank. I mean screwdriver. Sorry. Wait a minute. Stay back. See this? They're both reversed now. They're both going down. We caught it by like 2 minutes. We were about to get kicked the fuck out of this place. So, Mr. can build an iPhone out of parts that he finds in Shenzhen. When's the last time you built a computer?
It's been 15 years.
15 years. Okay,
Yeah.
so can you build a computer?
That's a great question. I would like to think I still can.
I bought
but it has been a long time. Like, it has been multiple generations.
I bought the screwdriver for you. I'm gonna be in charge of unboxing.
Okay.
And you're gonna be in charge of actually building this mess.
All right.
Okay, you're already doing my job.
Okay.
Whole collab ruined.
Linus takes division of responsibility very carefully.
Okay, so here let me just do a quick overview of our case here.
Yep.
So this case is from the brand Powertrain. So we were successful on the case front. We found something that I had never heard of before. It's the Chameleon, and honestly, for a $40 case, the fact that it has RGB lighting, not that bad. Feel a little weird assembling a computer in the middle of Market Square, but
this is totally normal. There's iPhone repair going on at McDonald's down there.
Fair enough. Okay, we might have run up against our first challenge. We actually need to pull out these two standoffs, and they are frickin' tight. So one option, and I have used this with success before, is to take a motherboard screw here,
right,
and screw it in too much, like seize it.
Yep.
In the standoff.
And then try and back off the standoff and the screw.
Back off the
All right.
standoff and the screw.
It's worth a shot. Oh, that looks good.
Got one.
That looks good.
Okay, but we're gonna sacrifice another screw here. Oh, we got
Oh,
it.
you're a lucky man.
Yeah, this is my computer. You're the lucky man. So there you go. These are seized as hell, like without pliers, and yeah, we're not getting that out anymore. But all right, so while Scotty screws in the motherboard, I'm gonna go through everything else we got here. So this is a bit of a cheat. I had heard of Great Wall, but it is a Chinese brand. I don't think I've ever seen a Great Wall power supply available outside of China. Wow, you've got a modular power supply. There you go, them modular cables.
Oh.
Yeah, you only plug in what you need.
Fancy, fancy. I would say that goes down here, right?
Yes, it does, but we need to pull...
How do I get it in there?
We need to pull this off. How the hell do we... You know what? No, we don't have to
slide
take it
in?
out. We can just slide it in. Yep. You know what we have to do is find out how good of a deal we got.
I'm willing to say a little bit more expensive than the States, but I'm not sure.
Oh, our case did not include any cooling fans, and we blew our money on a radiator instead of a fan. Damn it. And our stock cooler goes on right
All right,
over.
if we're double teaming on assembly, then I'm going to double team on unboxing here.
Did you just get all the thermal goop all over your hand?
I just did.
No wonder your projects take you 8 months.
Being an idiot doesn't help.
Okay. HyperX Fury. All right. What else is there in here?
We ready to pop this in and then put cards in?
Yep. Oh, that's almost in. Oh, shoot. Is that in our way? Okay, we're in. It's like actually getting dark enough that I'm having trouble seeing now, too. Yeah, can you flashlight me? Did you just say flashlight?
I did not say flashlight you.
Because, like, not on camera. So he showed us the graphics card, but I didn't realize it was like a brown box card. Like, the card he showed us looked legit, but made in China, GTX 1060. Oh, this is a system integrator SKU. So he sold us an OEM card, that rat bastard, so this probably doesn't have as much warranty on it. Yep. Again, not my problem.
Yeah.
I actually like this screwdriver.
Are you compensating for something?
Okay, now, I promised that I was putting this damn radiator in no matter what.
Oh yeah, you did.
So I'm doing it. It's not gonna do anything, but it's gonna be in there.
We need our tubing as well, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, like that, right?
I would just run it back right into the other one, just like that.
No.
You really want the illusion.
Convincing. Yeah. I want.
You want the full illusion.
Yeah, I want. So we just want to run that baby right there. There. I mean, that looks kind of water cooled, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Totally water cooled.
Yeah. Thank you.
Totally water cooled.
All right. I'm gonna show you a cable management secret.
Show me. I love cable management.
Okay, so this is the moment where I find out if this was a good deal or a rip-off.
Oh.
So I had to make some compromises with my Newegg equivalent. So I used a Roseville power supply with sort of similar specs. I picked like the second cheapest generic SSD I could find. And then for a case, honestly, they were better deals. Shit.
Really?
I could get a case for $38 US.
Okay.
Which is less than what we paid
Yeah,
for this.
a little less.
I would have paid $11.42. How did we do?
We did $11.62 plus $2.50 for the screwdriver.
So it was basically the same. Well, that was fun. I'm sure glad that was so stressful, but here, congratulations. Do whatever you want with it. I no longer care. I don't even know if it works, but it's water cooled.
where that came
Depending
from.
who you ask.
Yeah, right.
See, it looks pretty water-cooled, right?
Very water-cooled.
Doesn't it look water-cooled?
It looks very
No one's going to look that
water-cooled.
closely at it. So this video is brought to you by private internet access, which actually has been serving me very, very well on this trip. See, watch, I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to go to Google.com. Wait for it. Whoa, 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 what is that? Oh, wow, that's Google.com. I'm in China. So private internet access allows you to access the internet more freely and more openly wherever you happen to be. They support a variety of VPN protocols and types of encryption and authentication. They've got apps for Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, Linux, and Google Chrome with support for more platforms coming soon. You can connect up to 5 devices at the same time. So if you travel with a couple of phones and a laptop like me, no problem whatsoever. You can have them all on it. And you can even get it for someone as a gift. Yes, my friends, you can buy PIA for your friends and family and keep them more secure online. So check it out at the link in the video description. So thanks for watching, guys. If you disliked this video, then you can hit that button. But if you liked watching me get stressed out, then hit that like button, get subscribed, maybe consider checking out this guy, Strange Parts. We're gonna have his channel linked in the video description. You can also consider checking out our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum. It's a pretty happening place for a computer forum.
Oh, wow. You idiot. You bought one of these or one of these, and I bet you're enjoying your PC doubling as your room heater. That's been a running joke for over 15 years now. So we figured then, why not purpose build a system that is specifically designed from the get-go to warm your room? Could this actually be practical? And how would it compare to a purpose-built space heater? Stay tuned to find out. After I tell you about our sponsor, Noble Chairs. Their Icon Series Real Leather Edition gaming chair was designed in Germany and inspired by luxury sports car interiors. Learn more at the link below. Let's start with some college dropout level physics. According to the first law of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be changed from one form into another, which means that other than the small amount of kinetic energy to turn, like, your fans and the light energy to run your dope-ass RGB, all of the power being consumed by your gaming rig right now is being dumped into the room as waste heat, making every PC basically a sophisticated space heater. All right, so this is our space heater PC. It's got an AMD Threadripper processor, it's got a GTX 1080, it's got a fanless power supply, so, you know, we're not generating any more kinetic energy than we absolutely have to, and the whole thing has been tuned to match the power consumption of this guy right here. One of the key aspects of the design of the system was using EK's Phoenix MLC water cooling kit, so it's a modular liquid cooler that allows us to quickly connect or disconnect any components we want. So we can either use an internal radiator for testing purposes or unplug the whole thing here to connect it to our external cooler. This is Bertha. She's a little rough around the edges, but with this plan, we think we can use an old radiant heater, which would traditionally be hooked up to a gas-firing something, to cool our PC and heat our room. So first order of business, whenever you find a radiator behind like a Jamaican guy's house, is cleaning. Now cleaning something like this is not as straightforward as, you know, throwing some water in it, shaking it around, and calling it a day. We filled the radiator up with water and vinegar, let it sit for 24 hours, and drained it. The contents were... Oh, the worst. After the initial flush, we filled the radiator up with tap water and let it run upside down for a while, messing up Ivan's LTT Adidas in the process.
Oh no, my shoes.
Uh-oh. After half an hour of running water at tap pressure through it, it started to look clean. Now, in order to mate the radiator's original piping to our water cooling hoses, we needed to thread the stock pipe. Unfortunately, the die bit so hard on reverse that the tube disconnected from the adjacent elbow, and when we tried to vise the tube without the elbow, it ovalized. Luckily, we had compatible sections from another project sitting around, so we Teflon taped the threads, and here's the result. After rigging the radiator up with an industrial pump and a reservoir, we were ready to fill it up. Ivan was so upset that I got his Adidas wet that you can clearly see him trying to electrocute me here completely on purpose.
Okay, we have to turn off the water, Ivan. There's so much water, we're gonna kill the pump. Oh!
The good news is that he failed. Better luck next time, chump. The bad news is that with the liquid pumping at an industrial pump pressure...
Oh, it's so dirty!
Not only did it become brownish again, but we also detected a minor leak.
It is a pretty substantial leak. That will affect, no, that won't work. You need Teflon tape. Just tightening it more will not work.
After going Gordon Freeman on the joint with a crowbar, we were able to disconnect it and Teflon tape it, adding a T-line drain in the process. You know, just in case. Good thing, too. It ended up taking 4 fills and flushes before the water stayed clear. Now, as those of you who watched our full room water cooling project know, mixing metals in a loop essentially creates a battery causing corrosion. This can be mitigated by adding sacrificial anodes to the loop, but due to our testing being very short term, we omitted this step.
While we were doing all that, we had our space heater running inside the room that we call the sanity closet. So in here, and we didn't want anybody opening this door because that would let the stank out, so to speak. So in here, this is a 5 cubic meter room, approximately, accounting for the boxes kind of taking up some of it. We've got a wirelessly monitorable temperature sensor here, and then we had our 350 watt heater running here. So the sanity closet started at 23.7 degrees Celsius, which is our office temperature, and then what we've done is we have configured our test to stop at 36.7 degrees, which is the temperature of the human body. You wouldn't really want your room any warmer than that, or it would start to feel like a sauna. So if our PC heats up this room from the same temperature to the same temperature in the same amount of time, then we consider our experiment a success.
One last thing, we needed some kind of opening at the back of the case to pipe the quick disconnects through. Finally, we just needed to drag our beast into the closet, hook her up to the radiator via the quick disconnects.
So all we've got to do is hook these babies up to these babies, and let it bake for a bit. Finally, time to check on this and see how we did with our PC. So, this is interesting. Our FPS is lower, and even though it's water cooled, our GPU is over 85 degrees. Oh. Our power consumption is only about 275, 280 watts. Our graphics card is thermal throttling. Okay. Let's have a look at what's going on in here. Whoa! Wow. That is a heat wave. And I think it's pretty clear what happened. It looks like, ooh, that's hot. Oh! I think once our system heated up, it made it easier for it to gather gunk that was still stuck on the inside of the radiator. Oh, that's a real shame. All right, come on over here, Dennis. Come have a look. Oh. So, here's our GPU. Yeah, okay. Our GPU is totally gummed up. What a shame. So that affects the amount of heat that we were kicking out into the room.
Actually, we found a silver lining here. So we didn't factor in that this high-powered pump consumes a lot of power. It turns out that it's actually about 75 watts. So our numbers should still be okay. Okay, so after importing all the data, it wasn't immediately obvious how it all came together and made sense, because upon initial inspection, they actually look like really different results between the space heater
I'll see you on northwest. Northwest.
and the PC. But what we didn't factor in initially looking at it is the immense thermal mass of the water inside the radiator. So what's actually happening here is that water is taking a long time to begin to heat up enough that the radiator itself is able to start dissipating heat to the surrounding air. So, in effect, all we need to do is time shift our graph a little bit, and what you can see is that even though the PC it lags about 2 degrees behind the space heater, they both heat the room at the same rate. So, conclusion time. Can you use your PC as a heater for your room? The answer is yes, but we don't recommend the way we did it. Because if you do it the way we did it, you're gonna lag behind by 2 degrees. And all gamers know that any amount of lag is unacceptable. Which obviously is totally not the problem. Like this gunk in the water, that's the problem. Speaking of problems, if you don't already have a VPN, that's a problem. Go check out Private Internet Access. They support a variety of VPN protocols and types of encryption and authentication. Feels like every time I come in this room, it's some crazy cooling experiment. Usually with you.
The aircon's good in here.
Which is... And that actually probably makes sense because this room isn't big enough for us to actually hold meetings in here anymore. And because we're at it yet again, this right here is a bizarre cooling product. This is the IC Graphite Thermal Pad. The last thermal interface you will ever need. They claim that this thermal pad performs as well as thermal paste. It is extremely durable, so it could last for decades, and it's reusable. Let's investigate, shall we? After I tell you about Private Internet Access. PIA is the VPN service that encrypts all of your internet traffic and uses a safe, protected IP. And it's got lots of other useful features as well. You can check it out at the link below. Ow! Well, it conducts heat.
Yeah, really well, especially in the XY.
All right, so what the hell is this thing?
So that's totally graphite, which I guess is carbon. I don't know exactly what to say, but what exactly is this? I have notes.
This is the Innovation Cooling Graphite Thermal Pad. The goal of it is to replace traditional thermal pastes in long-term applications. Its main advantages are its easy application, there's no guessing how much to put on, its extremely long life, and its high resistance to thermal changes, which make it also good for extreme cooling scenarios where liquid metal or normal thermal paste might freeze. So in a nutshell, what they're saying is that this pad, even though it will be so thick compared to a paste, has no real disadvantage compared to spreading goop on your CPU.
Well, one disadvantage is that it is electrically conductive. So like 2 ohms, which is like better than a wire, but if you just toss it on your motherboard, it's gonna fry it. So,
okay, so that's
you do have to be more careful.
But unlike liquid metal, it's not gonna seep out.
Yeah,
right?
it's not gonna just go everywhere. You can get it pretty on there.
So would you just cut it to size if you had something that was...
Yeah.
So the main spec on this is its thermal conductivity, 35 watts per meter Kelvin. But I think probably most people wouldn't have a ton of context for what that means.
So compared to like IC Diamond, that's really high. So this is like 4.5 watts per meter Kelvin. So it should be able to conduct a lot of heat through it. But
what is a watt per meter Kelvin? You don't know exactly, do you?
No.
Why do we even employ these people?
I'm looking it up right now.
Unfortunately, there are differing definitions for these terms.
Okay, so quantity of heat that passes in a unit time through a plate of particular area or thickness. when opposite faces differ in temperature by 1 Kelvin. So that means that if there's 1 Kelvin difference between the two, you can conduct 35 watts per meter. So it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it like that.
Cool, let's try it. This is trippy, man. Like, cleaning all of the paste off and having it just, like, dry mounted. Like, there are things in life that feel natural to mount dry. And there are things... and there are things that don't.
Uh-huh.
So an advantage to this dry approach is that there's no liquid. Like, you know, most thermal compounds are some kind of a suspension of some sort. So there's no liquid to eventually evaporate or dry out or mush out or anything like that. It's just, that's just it. You just plunk it on there. This is crazy. Just for the sake of, you know, transparency. No thermal paste.
Double screw on the dry.
Oh, you finished first. Now I feel awkward. Okay. It's trippy, like it seems like it's not right, you know?
So we're looking at, this is a 7980XE with liquid metal in it.
Okay.
So we're looking at an average temperature across all cores of 50.56.
And that was with IC Diamond?
Yeah.
So IC Diamond might not be the highest performance thermal compound, but it's very respectable.
They're all within, what, like 2 degrees of each other?
At the high end, yeah. I mean, we'd had that bulk stuff that didn't perform particularly well. That video is worth watching. You can check that out here.
Nothing's immediately concerning.
Nope. That looks very impressive.
Yeah.
What did we get on IC Diamond?
Max 58, average 50.56. Like, it should perform in everything that I've read 1 to 2 degrees worse.
But, I mean, that's part of the argument for a solution like this, that there's no room for user error.
Yeah, like I might have done a bad...
poor application or a bad mount. So at the end of the day, that's the conclusion of this video. Alex is a bad man. We won't know for another 20 minutes or so. Maybe 5 minutes, I don't know. All right. So it's been over an hour. Yeah, okay, cool. How do we do?
Plus 50, plus...
What's the point of even having a fancy-ass calculator if it doesn't get it right?
Well, it's not the calculator's fault.
So it's the user. Heatsink's fairly warm, which I guess makes sense. It still trips me out. So this one from Alex's pre-testing has actually been used a couple times, and Innovation Cooling told us that they've had people beta testing these that have reused them like over
ايش الغبا هذا؟
Tu vois, on est deux mecs. Genre qui parlent. Hello.
Excusez-moi, mais ça, je suis désolé, on n'est pas.
Ah, French? French? C'est qui a fait la vidéo?
C'était moi. Regarde un mec se faire... Voilà, merde. Donc du coup, it's French?
Ouais. Ah, putain.
Français? Tizak? Tizak? Tizak?
Non, il est pas français.
Ah, fuck you, Tizak. Shut up, please. Shut up. Oh, tu vas où, Jean-Claude?
Je vais sortir. Mais
Attends. Martin Gary 02 bits. Voilà, bon merde. Bon, déjà là, je vais lui faire fermer sa gueule. Ou deux.
Il parle chinois derrière lui.
Oui, oui, ben c'est des Chinois. C'est les bodés des noirs, quand ils vendent des bodés nems dans leur cul. Oui, yes, cette maison, je l'aime bien en plus. Moi, j'arrive l'accent allemand et chinois. J'aime bien quand je me l'enfonce dans le fion.
C'est qui est dans ma baraque?
C'est moi. Parce qu'il y avait des mecs avec des pompes, je pouvais rien faire. Y'a que des fils de pute.
Fais gaffe, il y a un gars dans la maison.
Oh oh.
Allô? C'est ce qu'elle m'a envoyé, Cristal.
Qu'elle me déteste, hein?
Ouais, elle m'a écrit je te déteste.
Moi j'ai pas compris non plus. Oh, tu me vois?
Juste parce que j'ai dit.
Oh, Lulu, tu me regardes?
Non. T'es mort?
Non. T'as quitté?
Ouais. Tu t'es caché?
Ouais. Et le mec, je suis derrière une porte, il m'a toujours pas vu.
Tu veux que je l'invite dans la balle?
Non. Non, vous êtes foutés, c'est bon.